Shalom, family. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Evangelist Corner. And we have, as always, I think I always have great conversations. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I enjoy hanging out and talking about getting people in the water, getting people saved, getting people out of the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of his dear son. Isn't that why we're here? Isn't that exactly what this is all about? And so that's why we like to do these spotlights on evangelism. We call it the Evangelist Corner. And it gives us an opportunity to kind of keep this conversation going. We know it's not something that everybody does all the time, but if it stays on your mind and we keep conversating about it, well, funny how we find more and more opportunities to share the good news, to encourage somebody who's struggling. Evangelism isn't just getting people saved, it's also saving the lost parts of their mind. And to help me with that conversation is my brother and, of course, beloved primo hermano, David Colon. Thank you so much for joining me.
It's always an honor to be here with you.
Yes,
and all my brothers and sisters out there.
We are having such a great conversation backstage that we were like, oh, we got to push. This doesn't start by itself. We got to.
That never happens.
We're sitting back here just having we're just chumming it along, like, oh, wait, the time. We got to hit the button. A couple of old dudes. We're just being old dudes.
Yeah, we're just being.
So I'm sitting out here by the altar hanging out with my buddy David, and we're talking about different things that are going on. And one of the things we're talking about is, well, David, I'll let you kind of take this one, but we were talking about just the mindset that we find out there and just a lot of immaturity in the way that people conduct themselves. And so this is one of the things that when Messiah said to let your light so shine before men, he wasn't just talking about, standing up with a Bible and bapping people on the head.
No,
I think he's talking more about how you conduct yourself, manners, how you behave.
Yes.
Are you dignified? Do you care about your brother? Or are you one of those,
it's
bull
just
in
a
a china
job.
cabinet?
It's just a job.
Bull in a china cabinet kind of thing, just like knock them down and whatever. I don't care, And there's those people too, right? And that's kind of a tough thing. So. But by the way, thank you all for joining us tonight. I see a few of our friends out here, and so always grateful that you join us for these conversations. Don't want to take a moment to acknowledge you out there and thank you for sharing the link and for subscribing. If you aren't subscribed, we're always grateful you drop by. A lot of people just come on by when they can because we are spanning the entire country. Today I said to my cousin, I said, I'll see you at 4:45. He says, you mean 7:45? Because on your side of the country it's 4:45.
Your end of the sun.
Yeah, right? My end of the spectrum.
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like I'm on the edge of the pit, man, trying to catch those last souls before they fall in. I just always feel like that. Like, please turn around. Please hear the message.
Yes.
Amen. Hear the message of the gospel. Isn't that what we're really all about, David? Isn't that really what this is really all about? I mean, when you boil down everything else, and I get it. I'm a why person. Okay. You know that. You know what flag I fly.
Yeah.
But it's still about reaching people with the good news, isn't it? It's still about the gospel message, that hope that's in our heart. And we can't forget that when we learn, procedures and things as we get wiser in the kingdom. Yes, but bring the love with you. Don't forget that love that brought you in the door.
Very important.
Don't forget that grace that brought you in the door to begin with. Amen.
Very important. Yes.
Amen.
The two most important things.
Yeah, so we were talking about that. There's your introduction. Go ahead. You take the floor. Well, no, seriously, I think it's a great point.
Well, it is. It is. What we're seeing out there, just a little forerunning here. What we see out there is people that are exalting their opinions above the word of Yahuwah.
Right.
becomes first in somebody's life,
Yeah.
you're nothing more than a clanging cymbal and a sounding bell.
Come on, man. Come on.
So
You
if
got to preach that.
you have nothing.
Yeah.
And that love requires that you read and digest his word. Without his word, it says it right here in Yochanan chapter 15. It says, if this is my commandment, that ye
That's
love
right.
another.
That's right.
I have loved you. So how did he love us? Okay. Well, right at the verse before that, greater love has no man. Okay. I lost my place here. Sorry. Greater love has no man, this, that a man lay down his life for his brethren, his friends.
That's right.
So that is actually a commandment, that ye love one another.
That's right. And by the way, those of you that are praying for us and interceding, you are a living demonstration. Did you know that when you are an intercessor, when you take the time to put my name or David's name or any part of Remnant House or New Kingdom on your lips and you pray for us, first of all, this is a royal honor and we're deeply grateful for you even remembering us. Okay. So this is a high thing for you to do. But this is exactly what the scripture is talking about when we lay our lives down one for another. You become a living sacrifice. Yeah. So you're taking some of your prayer time and you're saying, I'm going to pray for David, right? And I'm going to pray that Yahuwah gives him whatever the desire, whatever is moving in your heart. And you might get a word for David because of this. And you can tell that you've really been praying for people because you get a word for them. Isn't that true, David? You start to get a heart for them, don't you?
Absolutely. 100%. Without a doubt. It is the most precious thing on the face of this earth is a brother or a sister that's going to take time to pray for you and possibly get a good word. I mean, there's not much better in this world as far as I'm concerned.
I was having a conversation with one of our sisters today, really, really great conversation. In fact, we had to cut it short. It's like, hey, I got to go hang out with our brother. So I got to hang out with you later, man. But it's so hard to do. We had so many awesome people in our family, in our house, that, when you get to talk to them, you get to hear such brilliance, David. I mean, you hear some people that you can tell, you really can tell the difference between the people that are sort of, I don't want to say well-fed or, well-tempered by the Ruach, but you can tell they have been mature. You can tell they've been matured.
Absolutely.
In just their conduct and in just their manner and just their royalty. They behave themselves. I don't have any other way to say it. And I'm very grateful when I get to interact with them. And I really do believe that is a mark, a high mark of the King, his Ruach being in you.
Yes.
Is, part of the Ruach, one of the manifestations in the book of Galatians, it talks about self-control. And I believe that's one of the things that it manifests as, is just the way your manner and the way that you conduct yourself. And David, doesn't it seem like we're not just getting them saved, like getting them in the water, because they did that at the Red Sea. It's now, once they got into the Red Sea, they had to get the lost parts of their brain that was still stuck in Egypt. They needed that saved.
Oh, absolutely. Let's
talk about that salvation. Let's talk about that dumpster fire. Right? Well, no, but seriously, I mean, that's what you're basically doing. You're basically saying, we're crossing the Red Sea, we're crossing the promised land, or crossing to the promised land.
To the promised land,
right? And we got the initial baptism, but so we talk about the multiple baptisms, by the way, which is pictured here in multiple places, actually. So you see it in the Red Sea. You also see it at the waters of Meribah. Don't think that wasn't a baptism, a bitterness baptism. Then there was a baptism of the Jordan as well. So there were several points where water becomes very critical to passing that moment.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but what's going on is the lost parts of their brain. David,
yes,
we're all in therapy. That's what we discovered.
That is an absolute fact. We are definitely, yes.
You know, if you meet somebody, hi, how you doing? My name's Peter. I'm in therapy. Hi, David. How are you? David, shake my hand, David. Hi, David. You're in therapy too? Yeah, I'm in therapy. Yeah, we're in therapy. Yes, what are you getting therapized on? I'm getting therapized on all kinds of stuff, man.
I'm getting the lost parts of my mind being rescued.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Right? I got parts of my brain that were really Egyptianized.
You know,
I got Egyptianized.
Yes.
Right? But it's true.
Yes.
It's true. You go, oh my goodness.
Yes.
What happened to my brain? Like, why do I think like that? Where did I come from? And then you find out, oh, it's from some nursery rhyme or some other dumb thing that I don't know.
Right. Well, you know, it's something that we were talking about backstage about, you know, the washing of the water.
Yes.
Of the word. Okay. And that when you're washing in the Torah, that you actually, that's the avenue at which Yahuwah uses to rescue the lost parts of your mind.
That's right.
So you got to read this stuff all the time, every day. It should be almost like, I hate to use this word ritual, but that's the best way I can describe it. It has to become a prayer.
There's a prayer you're supposed to pray every day because he said, give us this day our daily bread. So that clearly inferred that you were to pray this prayer every day. Okay, so there's no way around that. You're a believer. You believe him. And you ask, how do I pray? It's very simple. You start your day there. Why? You're getting in. You're already started. Your appetite already is open for prayer. Now, the rest of the day, if he needs you to pray, you already open the door the first thing in the morning. La puerta está abierta. You don't have to worry anymore about the rest of the day if you're ready for prayer because you open the door first thing.
Ooh.
First thing in the morning, you open the door with prayer.
Oh, you mean like first fruit, like the first?
Now, the rest of the day, whatever he needs, your mouth is available.
Like a spiritual tithe.
You know, that's another way to look at it, David, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful way to say that. Say that again. I like the way you say that.
Is that you're giving him a spiritual tithe.
What a beautiful
your
way
time.
to say that. You start your morning every day and you open your mouth, and what are you speaking to? You speak to Yahuwah and you say, Baruch atah Yahuwah Elohayim Melech haolam kadosh b'yoshem. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, right? Give him your heart right away.
Come on.
Then everything else, whatever happens that day happens, you know.
Yeah.
Some people like you, some people don't like you.
Oh, well. I can.
You know what I learned? You know what I learned alliances about, David? You know what I learned?
Yeah.
And I learned this through the things we go through and as we have relationships. So you don't get to go to a class and then come and do it perfectly. No. We're all imperfect people, but you know what we learned? That we focus on the points where we can align. An alliance is aligning together on the points you can align. Yes. It's not saying that you agree, or agree is the wrong word. It's not saying that you may not have different growth levels of maturity.
Absolutely.
It's not ignoring the fact that you have different growth levels of maturity, and you're going to have younger behavior levels and you're going to have older behavior levels. That's a better way to say it than believing and not believing, or agreeing and not agreeing, because sometimes people agree with you, but they're just not, they're not seasoned in what they believe. They believe it, but they don't walk in it yet.
Right.
Okay. And so you're going to see that regardless, but what we're really wanting to watch is, what we're really wanting to behold is people coming together and saying, you know, despite that maturity differences that we note from certain people here and there, we're finding those points where we can ally, and this is what alliance is for, sharing your strength, isn't it, David? So even though we're all in therapy, right?
We are.
Who have you met Who have you met that didn't need therapeutic benefit from the fellowship, from the remnant? Who doesn't need a back rub? Okay? Who doesn't need a neck rub? Who doesn't need their haircut? Who doesn't need a service from their? Everybody needs it. We
Who
all need
doesn't
a back
need?
rub.
Yes.
We all,
Who?
yeah.
Yes.
We
How about
we
a
need each other,
verbal?
let's face it.
How about a verbal? Like,
How about
hey,
a
brother.
How about a hug?
A hug. I love you, brother. You know, that's
Man love, man. We do the man love yet. We do the man bonding. We do the male bonding. We do the male bonding. But no, but seriously, it's I know a guy. Yeah, right.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
But it's true, real love has to have expression. And you can't evangelize people into a cold system that does not have any expression. You can't be telling people, the answer to the gospel is, hey, we're going to go live in Mochaccino land. I hate to break it to you, but you bust the whole message when you take them there and drop them off.
Nah.
Like that message doesn't preach because it's not discipleship. No. I'm sorry. I hate to say it to you folks, but discipleship was never not full immersion. I'm sorry. Never.
That's correct. That's correct.
Full immersion. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to be a disciple? You want to be a chef? What should your parents hear? Mom, Dad, I'm moving to France. I got accepted at
to the Culinary Institute.
Cordon Bloody Blue of the Snooty Blues. And I'm going to go become a Snooty Blue chef. I'm going to start at the bottom. But if I work my butt off and I stay there and I work 10 to 15 hours a week, I might someday become head chef if I'm great.
You mean 10 to 15 hours a day?
Goodbye.
Right.
I will be gone forever. Right.
Right.
The other son calls and says, Mom, Dad, I've decided to become a merchant marine. Whatever. Like everything is full immersion. I don't care what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Right, David? You've got to go all in with whatever you're doing.
All in.
So, when did the gospel, the most important thing you do, become something you just sprinkle in your life? What?
That right there shows, that you have no honor.
No, well, I think what it is just some bad teaching gone to seed, and I think that we come up on some really poor justification of Cain living.
Sure, shortcut
inside these. I call them Mochaccino worlds. Okay, like if you walk on more concrete than grass or dirt, you live in a Mochaccino world.
Yes,
you should go outside and there should be grass. And by the way, go stand on that every day. Every day, touch that grass with your feet. You don't have to stand on all day, but just for a minute or at least 10 seconds.
I always got my hands in my garden, so
just put your foot in it. Just 1 second. It's all it takes, really. Actually, it's so fast, actually, that you could just take your shoe off, put it on the ground, put your shoe back on. I'm not even kidding you. Just that would be enough. So you mothers out there, they're like, "Oh, I'm not. My joints are hurting." Trust me. Just go outside, take your shoe off, put your foot in the dirt, put your shoe back on, go back in the house. Do it every day. 3-4 days, you're gonna go, wow, I'm feeling a little less pain.
Yeah,
it accumulates in your body. You need to discharge it. That's why we need to touch the ground.
You're living proof for that. Yes,
you're welcome.
Living proof.
It all comes from the Torah, David. That's what we were talking about, wasn't it? It
Absolutely.
all comes from the Torah.
Absolutely.
So 100%. What happens when they get told a lie, David? What's going on in that brain? And I should ask my friends out here. Come on, guys. You guys help us out. What's going on in our brains?
No, let's hear what they got to say first.
Yeah. What do you guys have to say? What's going on in our heads when somebody lies, right? And you're having to sort it all out. How many of you spent half a night because somebody said they dropped something off at so-and-so's and then they went over here, but you're like, wait a minute, the amount of time it takes to drive from there to there. And you're like trying. How many of you have ever had one of those moments where you're trying to sort through a set of facts somebody told you, or just certain things that you're just going, this is not adding up, right?
Right.
What's going on? What's going on, David?
Well, most definitely, if you have to if you have to spend 6 hours thinking about it, I can guarantee you it's most likely a lie.
Something's
Okay?
wrong.
Something's wrong because
Right.
the truth always comes home to rest, especially when you have the ruach in you.
Yeah, and as you get better
Right.
at this, by the way, guys, so for those of you that are brand new, as you get better at this, you get quicker.
Yes.
Because you start to expose lies faster. You're like, yeah, that's not true. Because you've wasted enough time in your life. Listen to me.
Yes.
Following out lies that you found out afterward. You're like, you liar. This whole thing was just, wow. So it produces insanity.
Mm.
Gaslighting produces insanity.
Yes.
Okay, it's just very simple. When you get lied to on a repeat basis, it produces insanity. Mm-hmm. Why? Because your brain, which is a truth machine,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, who made it? Mm-hmm. After whose image? And after whose likeness? So it's what kind of machine? Yeah. The truth machine.
Truth machine.
Okay.
Like a truth filter.
And you filled it, you fed it lies. So it's a gas engine and you gave it diesel. So you wonder why it's sputtering, right. Why it's going right, and it's sputtering like that. Well, because you fed lies. See, your brain that's made to be a truth filter, and every lie that you start to tell it, your brain's trying to sort through it, and your brain's going, "This is a bunch of bull crap." Right. And it's like giving bad computer code to a computer. The computer's going to eventually shut it down and say, "It'll break your computer if you keep forcing bad computer code into your computer." Isn't that right, David?
Absolutely. It will tear that thing down quicker than.
Okay. What are we doing with people? Well, when they lie to people, right? And they keep people under control with lies. Yes. This creates a group psychosis.
Oh, yes.
Now, this is what you guys all broke free from the cult. We all call it the cult. You know which one we're talking about. They'll make fun of you like you're in a cult. They'll talk all kinds of stuff.
The J hook.
But they're in the tree cult. They're in the ham and cheese cult. Okay.
The bacon cult. Right? Yes.
Bacon.
The bacon cult.
Right. They're in the Easter Bunny cult. Okay, and they make fun of you. These people in an Easter Bunny cult. It's kind of funny when you think about it. We were those people, so we really are making fun of ourselves. Actually,
we are.
But still, the point is, it's like, and it's kind of funny. You're like, oh, that is kind of ridiculous, isn't it?
Yes.
And it goes to show you that we really should be much more gracious because we are in different levels of maturity.
That's correct.
And not everybody is they might have died before they came all the way in, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't have. And Yahuwah knows that. He knows who their life only has so much time in it. There's some of your family, my family, ancestors that I believe died in deceit, but if they died in sincerity, David does.
Yes.
Are you telling me that he throws those away, that was sincere, even though they were deceived?
No. Well, that's what the judgment's all about anyway. The final judgment. That's what that's all about. Is one-on-one with Yahuwah.
Right. But I mean, we all have ancestors. We have family. We have cousins that passed. Sure. We have moms and dads. Who went to the ground in the J-hook, and we're like, oh no. And we might feel like we're abandoning them, right? Mm-mm. You might feel like that because you're like, oh no, what does that mean? And I believe that.
Come on, bring it out.
I feel in my ruach that Yahuwah sees the hearts of his people, and he gives a cloak for your sin.
Oh yes.
For your ignorance, for the things that you just didn't know. How many things didn't you know? Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Please.
There's still many things we don't even. There's still more to be.
How much grace? Now that you guys know about the altar thing, now that you guys now understand, because a lot of you kind of like are awake to the 12-stone altar, you now understand that altars have a 3 and 4 generation curse. You now are awake to this. You're not, you know what I mean? Like you guys are on it now. Okay. Right. We were ahead of you a little bit, but you're catching up. Like everybody seems to be going, you're right, Peter. That was a bigger deal than we realized. 45,000 denominations later, what the heck were we thinking? Like, yeah, that was a problem. We got divorce rates going through reconciliation definitely needed to return, right? So good call on that one. Like everybody's kind of waking up going, now we're with you. And it's kind of like you turning a valve off, David, that is flooding the building. And everybody's yelling at you like, what are you doing, man? And you're just like, shut up, man. You don't even know what I'm doing, man. And you're trying to turn this valve off because you can see it's flooding everything.
Yeah, it's flooding it with...
And they're making fun of you while you're doing it. And then finally you turn it off and they're like, oh.
Oy
vey.
Oy.
Oh. It's a good thing you did that. I'm
Absolutely.
not even kidding. That's how it feels. It's like they're like, oh, that's what you meant by this. Oh, 12 so. Oh, Matthew 5. Oh, you're right. We need that. Yeah, we need that. Oh, yeah, we need that. Is that where the fighting is? Oh, we need that. Can we shut the demons? Oh.
Matthew 18. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's funny how it sort of slowly hits, right? Yeah. So does that mean they're bad people because it didn't hit them yet? No, it just hasn't hit them yet, folks.
No.
You might be on the front of the wave, and the rest of them are about to hit it cowabunga. And you're the ones that saw it coming. So you were paddling, man. And you're like, I'm catching the wave. And while you're watching other people like, tsunami.
Yes. Well, he's restoring what the locusts have eaten. So
come on,
they might get in on that last part of that wave, but I tell you what, who's going to make sure they know enough to, get their face in the dirt and get baptized on a regular basis.
This is what I'm trying to say is that, regardless of our therapy level, okay, so I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny.
Okay, I'm trying not to smile.
In 30 years of ministry, I have not met a single person that's not needing therapy. That is in some level of therapy with Yahuwah.
Come on.
Not one single human being on earth. No. I'm still looking for the person that doesn't need therapy. I'm still trying to find
was the only one, and
I'm starting to realize that the whole point of fellowship was for everybody to get group therapy. Okay. Okay. I'm serious. Aha, right? Because your brother has what you need. Your sister has what you need, and their ministry to you is their therapy because they get to minister something to you, right? Someplace that they didn't know where to put it.
Come on.
And how many of you have ever had something that oh man, here's another one, David. Here's another one. And this comes from the Torah too. Mm-hmm. Is they're walking around with an idea in their head and it's driving them crazy because nobody will listen to them.
Isn't that another part of gaslighting?
Yes. When you guys, listen to me, guys, how many of you have ever had a great idea? I mean, man, a phenomenal idea. And you try to tell it to people and you get like 10% through the idea.
Yeah,
they're all experts, right, David? They're all experts.
That'll never work. Well, wait a minute. Let me see. What are you doing with your life? Oh,
well, let me finish my explanation. No. And they're just going to cut you. Like, what is this, Shark Tank I'm in front of? You guys investing? What's going on here? I was just telling a story, right?
Yes.
And it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But how many have ever felt that? Well, you're coming against strongholds, aren't you, David?
Man, big time.
Change strongholds.
Big time. Oh, I don't believe that. Oh, yeah. I hear what you're saying is true, but I just don't believe that.
The same people that will tell you no have no answer themselves. See, this is the problem that I have. This is how I check, because the authentic don't do that. So an authentic person who may not agree with indirectly, like somebody who loves you. Let's say somebody who loves you, right? This is what real love looks like. Yes. So let's say somebody hears your plan and they sit and they listen to you and they love you, okay? And they can already see that some of the things that you're thinking about doing sound real stupid. Let me just be honest with you, okay? And they're way more mature than you. So rather than tell you right then while your juice is high and your excitement level is high and you're
Mhm.
running, when you're running with that enthusiasm of creating something new or exciting, that's not the time to bust your bubble. No,
Mm-mm.
let that
Yeah.
run. But you
Yeah.
might take some notes. This is a person that loves you, right? They may
Mhm.
take some notes and say, look up this, look up this, look up the regulations on this, look up this, this, and this. What's this person who loves you going to do? They're going to get in front of your idea a little bit.
Mhm.
They're going to try and make sure that any of the pitfalls that would have normally caused a person a problem, because you're so enthusiastic and so excited,
Mhm.
you're not going to think about these things. And rather than me try to take away your enthusiasm, are you listening to me back
Come
home?
on.
Okay. Are
Come
you
on.
hearing me? The coach is in the
Ah.
house today. Okay.
Woo! Bring it.
Instead, you say, I'm going to just write this down. Oh, that's a great idea, Tom. Tom, I think you are a genius. Look up the legal ramifications of this idea, right? And look up patent restrictions and copyright restrictions, right? So you're thinking of all the like some of the bad stuff, the stuff that maybe Tom don't really want to talk about
Potential
right now.
pitfalls. Yes.
But
Potential.
they're real things. They're not fake
Yeah.
things. Right? But you feel like if you do not express yourself, you are not being yourself. Right?
Right.
So here's the dichotomy. Here's the problem. You're
Mhm.
trying to be Tom's friend and shine your light. The problem is this is not the moment to do it. So
That's right.
what you do is change technique.
Yes.
And the Torah gives you a new technique that says, write the vision, make it plain upon tablets so that he that reads it can run with it. And utilizing this brilliant deviation, this little prophetic deviation that came in the book of Habakkuk to adjust the way you look at the Torah, so you don't feel the need to be brutal all the time.
Right.
Okay. I need to be brutally honest with you. Okay. We get it. I don't know what you were yesterday, but you're definitely being brutally honest today. Okay. We get it. We love you for that. That's wonderful. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. It's not your first trip. Hopefully, it's not your first trip to brutally honest. Okay. So learn how to behave yourself there. But at the same time, because you could burn a house down with the brutally honest thing. So be careful with that.
Easy.
But
Easily.
if you come in and you say, listen, these are the things I'm noticing, and this is the thing that I want to do. I want us to get in front of this. Now you're not sounding like a negative Nelly. Listen to me. Listen to me. Because some of you come off like negative Nellies and you didn't mean to.
Right.
And you were just being a wise person who thinks about things that other people don't think about, right? So maybe you're sitting there going, well, I know you're all excited about this, but I'm thinking about the 4 regulations you might break. I'm thinking about the state code that you might break. I'm thinking about the possibility that we might get sued. Like, I don't know, whatever your idea might be, there may be repercussions, right? So there's that person in the group. Is that person bad? No. You need that person. You know why?
Absolutely.
Because they are thinking about things you're not thinking about.
That's correct.
That person needs an outlet. That outlet needs to be a different technique. What I'm finding a lot of people immature with is not their heart's wrong. It's not that they're not noticing something maybe that needs correction. It's the technique that they're using.
Yes.
David, let's talk about that for a minute.
Well,
Did we grow up? Because we grew up with some different techniques, didn't we?
Yes. Yes.
And you might get smacked in the back of the head if you didn't get one of them techniques a little quicker than you should. Like you better get up on these techniques. Like you better clean your, you better learn to listen. Yeah, you better learn to listen the first time. I mean, no, you don't get 5 times to do something, but you better do it right the first time, boy. That was a common program when we grew up, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it just stands to reason that it would be wise to listen to somebody who's giving you the potential pitfalls. That doesn't mean they don't like your idea.
Right. Exactly.
Doesn't mean they're your enemy.
We grew up with that. Exactly.
Yeah, we didn't grow up.
And instead we have today where it's almost like, well, first of all, we went through the everybody gets a trophy. So that was fun. Remember that, David?
Oh, the participation trophy.
Come on, man. Everybody gets a trophy, dude.
Yeah.
There is no winners. There's no losers. It's just everybody. Hey, let's all get along.
Let's just gaslight them and tell them that
they're
all good.
The poor kids that worked really hard, they feel stupid, right? That didn't work so well. So, but evangelism is really about the joy of our salvation, isn't it, David? It's about the beauty of the things that we get to enjoy
Absolutely.
And that life that's pure that Yahuwah gives us as we step away from the things of this world.
Absolutely.
What's the point of that if we stay mingled? So that's a question I've always asked, and I've always kind of pursued further as I walked, and knowing that, you're progressing, right? So you're at where you are, but always pursuing further. Like I just want to continue to walk with you.
Yes.
I want to chase my Messiah.
Yes.
And he goes to some odd places. So you got to be prepared to go with him. Isn't that right, David?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
We were talking about your.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, that's why he says it many times, to love one another. That's is right. A commandment. That is not a suggestion.
It's a reflection. Yeah, it's a reflection of a true covenant.
Yes.
True covenant loves one another.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it works. True covenant loves one another. So that's through thick and thin. That's through times that are good, bad, whatever. But, it's real.
And you may not agree on every single point that other person, has a particular mindset. But
I don't know that I agree with that anymore. I used to think that, you come to different points of agreement. I think you're already in agreement if you're in the same stream. I think what it is that you're at different levels of maturity. I think that maturity is taken for granted. Our maturity walk is different than our educational walk, our brain knowing something or agreeing with something. Mm-hmm. So if you can see your maturity walk as a sort of parallel track that needs to be, it needs to be there. In other words, you can't exceed your maturity, no matter how much knowledge-wise on this other track.
Right.
So your maturity has to catch up, if you will.
Yep.
And this is where I see the gap. I mean, that's my thought. What's your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Well, absolutely. A person may be very knowledgeable, but it doesn't always translate to maturity. Maturity comes through a whole host of things: pain,
experiences,
suffering,
the
good, the bad, all those things, shape a person, so that person that, may have done something over here that you're like, well, that was completely unwise.
Right.
And they're
whatever it is, doesn't matter.
And they're only 5 years behind you, know, and it really what it is about, it's about that maturity level that you said is so critical.
Isn't maturity kind of like, it's kind of like a crossword book. How much did you make yourself do? Nobody's going to make you pick up a crossword book and finish it. You ever notice that? Like, how many have you ever gone in somebody's couch? Do you ever sit there next to their couch? When I grew up, everybody had one of those.
Everybody had crossword puzzles.
Everybody had one of those. Yes. Okay. Do you guys remember that? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. All right. I grew up, that was everywhere, right? Everywhere. Who had one done? Have you ever saw one done? Anybody? No. But nobody cared. Nobody was checking because it was something you did to yourself for yourself.
Yes.
It was something people did to learn vocabulary, to exercise their mind, to pass the time in a a good way, positive way. Yeah. And I think about stuff like that, and I think, wow, that's kind of different. It's a different kind of thinking process, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. My sister Patty, she remembers. Okay. I mean, we had crosswords all the time. That's what we did, and jigsaw puzzles. Okay, and stuff that made your brain just, that was like your relaxation. That was what you did to just take the time to break. You need a break. I'm gonna do a jigsaw puzzle. Wait, I thought you needed a break. That seems like almost work for your brain. Yes, but it's work for a different part of your brain, isn't it, David? It's like bringing you back
creativity levels.
It's giving you back,
and that's what it's feeding. It's feeding your creativity. It's creating. It's fitting things in your mind. That are critical. They're critical.
Well, it's also teaching you how to put things together, right? How to put concepts together. Like when you play Scrabble, okay? Or you play, you play some of the board games, the old board games. I'm talking about the old ones. I'm not talking about the modern nonsense now, guys. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. We had some
Yeah.
games back there that made you think,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Nobody ever finished Monopoly. You crazy? We still don't know the rules.
Oh,
For crying, I don't
yes.
even remember ever finishing that game. Right?
At
But
some
it's
point,
true.
you're like, I only got 2 properties left. We're done. Get out of
Stevie always won, but we're pretty sure he cheated. That's the
here.
deal. Really. May he rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Yes, may
Oh my God.
he rest in peace.
So, but as you continue to walk in the Torah, one of the side effects that we continue to see, and this is something that I really do believe you can almost document, is the brilliance level, the ability of the mind to recover. And we're watching a case here in New Kingdom with children that were probably going to be much more challenged, and they are really doing very well. Recovering, if you will, beautifully, and expanding. And I really see that the more of the truth, the less your brain has a fight with what it's being fed. Okay.
Come on.
The more shalom your brain has, the more healthy you grow.
Yes.
So we're really all exhibiting the areas where we needed his word in our life that it wasn't there.
The washing of the water of the word.
So we're going to find the areas of the Torah as you listen to the Torah readings weekly, right? You might find the area of the Torah that, wow, here it is. Here's my spot. This is the one that hurts.
Yes.
This is the part where the wound came in. This is where I got wounded. And everybody's got something, David, don't they?
Oh, wow. Yeah, a whole list of them. A whole list of them. But yeah, I mean, they don't affect you the same way anymore. But yeah, once upon a time, I had a whole
you're
list.
Coming in Red Sea, and then you get introduced to, here's what my children look like when my Ruach is in them. And a lot of people misinterpret that. So they think that means he's saying, thou shalt not, like that, like yelling at you. Right? Yes. Instead of it being, no, let me just help you out. This is what's going to happen to you as you walk in my Ruach. These are the natural results of Ruach walk. The more of my word, this divine intelligence that's coming down from heaven, right? This brainwash, right? This brainwash.
Cleanse.
Okay, yes, I'm saying it. Yes, it's a brain wash, because he needs to wash with the water of his word to tell you the truth about food, about clothing, about fabrics, about business, about conduct, about marriage, about communities, about governance, about how government is meant to run, about how everything is meant to run. Why? To keep you from the destruction.
Come on.
To give you life.
Come on.
So that your brain doesn't go crazy trying to sort out a lie.
Yeah. It's like cleaning out the battlefield. Right.
How many of you have ever snapped in a piece of software and it worked the first time you put it in? How many have ever done that? Okay, it doesn't happen often, but if you've ever experienced it, if it happened even once in your life, it's like you're chasing it again the rest of your life. That experience of something that you installed it and literally went in and worked the first time, and you're like, wow, perfect. It worked, right? That's the truth. That's what the truth looks like. When the truth hits, it works perfectly.
Ooh,
everything works in your brain. It snaps in. It's the virus, buggy, lie-filled nonsense that doesn't work. That you gotta work it, and you're like, what the heck? Because it's buggy. It's a lie.
Yes.
But when it's been done by Yahuwah, it don't come that way.
That's right.
It don't have crooked code in it. Okay, for using a computer euphemism. It doesn't have glyphosate in it, using a food euphemism. Okay, it ain't coming with a red hat and then spinning it on you, using a political euphemism. It isn't. Right. It isn't calling a forest fire that was a forest fire, right?
Yeah,
using that euphemism. Okay, so I mean, we could do this all day. is telling you the truth regardless.
Regardless.
That's evangelism.
Yes.
If you're a truther,
Absolutely.
you're an evangelist. I said, if you're a truther, you're an evangelist, aren't you, David?
Come on. Yes.
Because you're bringing people back to the truth. You're bringing them back to the word. You're bringing them back to the things and you may come to it a different way. You might say, after a scientific review, I've come to see that certain animals have a high toxicity level, and they're really not very good for humans to consume based on scientific research. And you come to the same conclusion that the scripture came to 5,000 years ago.
Right.
Well, that's good that you came at it a different angle, right? Because you're a truther.
Right.
You still ended up with the truth.
You still end up in the same place. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why, bro? Why? Because of your heart.
Because you love the truth.
Yes, there it is.
Because you love the truth.
Some of your parents or grandparents just got interrupted en route to the truth, and their life ended. But they would have, if their life had continued, they would have ended up where you are. And you need to believe that because you're their descendant. So that tells you something. I said you need to believe that because you're their descendant. So that tells you something. If they were faithful back there, okay, then they most likely, had they been told the truth, would have been faithful up here. So rejoice in that, and take comfort in that. Don't let the devil steal your confidence just because you found out some truth that your grandparents didn't know. Like they didn't keep the Shabbat and you keep the Shabbat. And you're like, oh my gosh, does that mean? No, they lived in ignorance. They didn't know this. There's a captivity that is described in Hebrew culture. And that we are not to leave a person, by the way, in captivity is one of the other things about Hebrew culture we don't do. It's a high mitzvot, not to leave your brother in captivity. It's a high mitzvot, okay? And so what kind of captivity you're finding him now? Ignorance. Tell me it's not a captivity if you don't know your name is in all caps as a different person than you. You don't know that that's a captivity? Tell me ignorance is not a captivity. Go ahead and tell me ignorance is not a captivity.
Ignorance is a prison.
Okay.
It is a prison.
So ignorance is a captivity. Okay. So then in that case, ignorance is a captivity. They were held as captives by ignorance.
Yes.
All right. Because 100%. The truth was not widespread. The time for it to be widespread wasn't then. It was now. Now you're seeing his name flood everywhere, but then it wasn't then. So they were in a pre-flood period. They were the flood of his name.
Ooh,
okay, they weren't in this time.
Yes.
So that means they had a different judgment. They had to be found faithful with what they did know. So when their files come up, they don't use the 2025 files. They don't say, how come you were not? Oh, when did you die? Oh, you died in 1997. Oh, we got to bring up the other files. What were we running then? Oh, okay. No, we were still running the J-Hook program. So, okay, we're good there. And yes, exactly. Because you see, there were different things going on that Yahuwah was doing at different times.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And to throw away people, because you now come to some new revelation.
Oh,
it's destructive. That don't do that because it's just a maturity thing.
That's how I did it.
And you might have asked questions they didn't ask. Like this. I like to say they're stuck in J. It's because they didn't ask why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you, the way he put it to me when I first came into the name, that was one of the very first questions I asked him was, what about all those who have that have passed away and died? And he said very, very plain to me, do you honestly think that I would hold them accountable for something they didn't know?
They didn't know. They were not knowledgeable of.
Yeah. Yes. And that was a huge relief off of me. Like, whew, thank you, Yahuwah.
This is why we don't judge matters. This is why it's not on us to judge. It's ours to love. I said it's not ours to judge. He lets the angels sort the harvest. Ours is to love.
Come on.
We are to use discernment amongst one another, because there are deceivers who will do you
Yes.
harm.
Yes.
But that's not to judge them. Hear this now. That's so that you know which ones are real and which ones are pretending in your midst. But that's not the same as judging their eternal soul. Sometimes people are just, they're believers but not mature yet. So, for example, we
Bingo.
see a case in Paul's writing where he says that he gave one over to the devil for the destruction of the flesh in one letter. And then he later on says, receive him back, right? So people repent and they make remission of sin. They make true repentance. And they
Teshuvah.
teshuvah, right? They do teshuvah.
Yeah.
So this is a different thing than a person who just said, I don't care. Like an American says, I don't care.
There's nobody I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's
right.
ridiculous.
Exactly. And there is no church discipline. There's no respect because there's no respect for order. You think that's going to last? You really? Are you on whose earth are you on? You really think that's going to last?
Right.
How long have you known
going
him?
to fly? You think that's going to fly?
You just did you just arrive here, honey bunny, on Earth? Okay, let me catch you. He has a way of letting out a little line on his line. This is the way he does it. And he lets people think they're doing whatever they want to do and that he's not going to do anything. He's on a long journey somewhere. He's paying no attention to you at all. Doesn't know what you're doing. Right? Yeah, watch. And then, whoop, he pulls the line.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden he shows up and they're like, and what does the scripture say? He comes suddenly to his temple.
Oh, yes.
He comes suddenly
to his temple. Yep.
He does spot inspections. That's what it's basically saying. He does spot inspections. And in time periods, he doesn't have to show up in the full manifestation that you're all thinking about. He can just show up in a time period through certain vessels. Some of you have been vessels of accountability, David. In evangelism, there's accountability, isn't there? Oh. Isn't that what evangelism is about? It's let's clear the books.
That's what it's all about. That is the essence.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's all accounting. It's like, we got a list of sin. Somebody gonna have to pay for this. Is this you? Is you paying this bill? I got every sin you ever sinned. Oh my goodness, it's a long list. It's long too. You paying this? What's penalty is death. You dying? No. You don't want to die? No. You sure you don't want to die? Okay. You wouldn't have to get in the water then. You have to Yahushua. You're gonna have to come into his kingdom.
Yes.
Otherwise, you got to pay this bill. What's it gonna be?
Yes. Yes.
Well, what's it gonna be?
Come on.
I guess you guess. What's it gonna be? You either gather, scatter. Come on, gather, scatter, gather, scatter.
Why don't you just go and get your face in the dirt? Come on.
Don't be standing here talking about lukewarm. Don't be standing here talking about how you thinking about it.
Oh no, he's done. He's done. He's done with that lukewarm, man. I tell you what, you're either it's in or out. That's it. That's the way it's always been. But now he's just like, nope, that's not going to fly. Because if you want to stay there, then you're over here.
Yeah, and guys, we got to come back to your baseline, okay? Listen, everything else you're learning and everything, it's great. I love it. I love your knowledge. I love how brilliant you all are. I got to say this. I love you guys. I really do. But as your brother and just your brother, I'm just your brother. That's just your brother. That's all I'm saying. Get back to the basics of your prayer life, though.
Come on.
Okay? Because you got too much time on Facebook and not enough time on your face.
Ooh,
okay, be careful.
In the dirt book.
Balance of time. Recently, I've spent a lot less time lately on Facebook. And when I returned, I realized why I've been spending a lot less time on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a really detrimental to your walk. It's un bochinchero, as my grandmother would have said. She would have said un bochinchero. Que esos son por los bochincheros, que solamente están ahí bochincheando. And she would have been very upset about that. She would not have liked that. She would have been very chastised. She would have chastised us about the bochinche. She would have called it bochinche. Bochinche is a gossip.
Yeah.
Okay, bochinche is what she called it. Okay, so she would say in Spanish that all they're doing is singing, they're gossiping. And so you can hear, when you grow up a certain way, you can hear them in your head, like, yeah, you're right, grandmother. Oh, all they do is sit here and bochinchero, some bochinchero. You're
With
right,
their,
grandma. You're right.
with their opinions, with their opinions.
So, man, they don't know better. And here's my grandmother with the magnifying glass reading the scripture, knowing to take in the word. Okay?
Yes.
Knowing to take
I
in
remember
the word.
it well. I remember it well.
Yeah.
And all the nights of heavy intercession that would go on to the wee hours of the morning. Wee hours of the morning.
Well,
they crying.
She had secret weapons, man. Yep.
Yes.
That's right. And they got results. They got results. They were truthers.
They did.
So they know the truth. They walked in it.
Yep.
And they passed that down, and we have that beautiful heritage. And David, I'm so grateful that more people are now awakening. Their family lines of beautiful heritage are awakening them.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful time to watch this awakening, isn't it, David?
Well, it is. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It gives, as an evangelist, it just gives me so much. Yeah. It's almost like stoking the fire. Like,
yeah.
Now go out.
Yeah.
Now go out.
Exactly.
Hey, I've given you a head start. Go.
And you know what? We all have our way of making our contribution. This is the thing that we got to stop thinking about ourselves so much and thinking about, other people, and begin to think in a broader sense. Dave and I were talking about this today. Our first reaction. Are you one of those people whose first reaction to new information is you apply it to yourself? It's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. Application to yourself. And if so, we were just talking about this today. We were discussing this, is like one of the things that we think that our enemy did to get us to turn always inward instead of looking at our brother and trying to be a blessing to our brother.
Come on.
Right. And so wherever your default settings are, you always want to kind of take note of your default. And that's where you need your friends and your brothers, isn't it, David? You need people that are like, hey, I think you got a default setting here that needs to be checked, Right. You default to the left here, and you should default over here.
Yes, you got a loop over there. Okay,
you got a setting here.
Yes, you have a setting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think that walk, he could have just zapped him in the water.
Sure.
Why make him walk from one to see the Red Sea all the way to Jordan together?
Yes.
What was that all about?
That was all about unity, bro. That was all about harmony.
Yeah.
That was all about one accord.
Yeah.
And they didn't pass, and they, basically they didn't pass the test.
No, not the older generation. Not the older generation.
That's what I was talking about, the older generation.
But our people here, the difference I think is that he made some people that are older in body but young in heart. That Mashiach has young in heart, because he said they are like children, and they believe like children, and they walk like children with innocence and purity of heart. And for that transcends age. That's the pure word of Yahuwah, that you become as a child and you remain as a child.
Yes.
Yahuwah says to do it, you just do it. Yahuwah says, honor me here, you honor him.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, we need your help in this hour. We did get a beautiful visit. Those that are here at New Kingdom will, I'm sure, be sharing about that beautiful visit from our friends. More of the alliance is growing. I'm just going to say that. I don't have a lot of liberty to say much more.
No.
But I will just say that the alliance is growing, and it's growing in beautiful ways. And so thank you to those of you who have stood with our house, who gone over to remnanthouse.org and gone over to that giving link and said, I'm going to make this house successful. I'm going to help be a part of this mission.
I'm going to make it a priority
that I'm seeing.
Yes.
And boy, you make such a difference. Even the smallest contribution, the smallest help makes such a difference. And so we pray for you all, and we're thankful for all of you who get it, who got why the altar mattered, who got why things like these discussions matter. And you may say, are we making a difference? And the answer, I believe, is yes.
Yes.
I believe it matters.
Yes.
And so
And
if
it's
you believe that
manifest.
too,
Yes.
please help us. Please stand with us. Honor Yahuwah here. Bless his name here. Give honor to him here. Let him see you come, and let him see you unite with a message of unity, with a message of harmony. Let it be a stamp today that you say, today I'm going to say I'm in unity. And even if I'm not in the same place on this topic or that topic, I don't care. I'm uniting with my brethren. That's such a beautiful message and a beautiful moment of hope and truth and love that I believe it's him. So thank you, all of you who participate with us in everything that we're doing. It's kind of exciting, isn't it, David? The stuff
Absolutely. It makes me smile.
It does. It really
It
does.
makes me smile.
Well, we've hit the end of our time, so I don't like to go too far past this time period. I like to try to honor that. David, any last words? You wanted to share something before we let our people go? Give them that last word that you were sharing with me before we got on.
Yes. Yochanan 15, verse 7. If you stay in me and my words stay in you, then you shall ask whatever you desire, and it shall be done for you. Remember that. It's about the word and digesting the word and eating and chewing and meditating, all those things. This is why some people ask and don't receive, because they're not spending quality time in the word. So that is my admonition to you today. I'm not saying that, it's probably nobody on this chat, but but truth of the matter is, this is what's going to happen. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you want and it shall be done for you. Yes, absolutely. And what does he mean by abiding? Like washing of the water of the word. That is a fact. Follow his word.
You're sitting still for a minute. I didn't realize I was muted there. You're sitting still for a minute. You're not moving when you're abiding. Yes. Abiding is sitting still. It's allowing him to do what he needs to do.
Bingo.
And abiding is shalom, which do not have in any lies. Lies do not give you shalom.
Yes.
They make you restless, constantly wrangling with them, trying to sort it all out, like a jigsaw puzzle that you can't figure out. It's not the way the truth works. The truth comes to set you free from that stupidity.
Come on.
The truth is real matter of fact about it, too. So sometimes it's like pulling off a Band-Aid, but it sets you free. You know the truth will make you free. At least you're all done with that. It's kind of like finding out somebody really loves you or really doesn't. You might not like the answer. You might not like the answer. You might go, hey, I don't know.
Hey, at least we're getting to the truth. Right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We love you.
Shalom, Mishpachah.
Amen and amen. And we are thankful, David, for you joining us always. May the Barakah of Yahuwah be upon all of you tonight, wherever you are. Our prayer for you all is that you're safe, that his protection is upon you, that his provision is in your home. And we're thankful for every one of you that pray for us and stand with us in this hour, that we may finish well before him. Thank you so much for joining him. May Yahuwah Elohayim Baruch each and every one of you.